Yo, what is up? Welcome back to the Culture and Cannabis Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Full-Time Tony, here with the one and only...
JC Coates.
JC, we got some phenomenal guests in the studio with us today. Who we got?
We have Tina and Dani from the Chamber of Cannabis today.
Yes.
Welcome.
JC.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
I know, I always want to say Chamber of Commerce.
I was having nightmares. I was going to mess it up.
You did it, homie. You did it. It's the little wins that matter.
Well, shit, what's up? I mean, you guys have been... Dani, this is your first time on the podcast?
Yes, I feel honored and excited.
Well, this is Tina's, 100th time on the podcast. I mean, I feel like... Tina's been on the podcast by herself multiple times, so...
I mean, she should really talk about a contract.
She's part of the podcast family.
Yeah, I would say Derek's at number 3, but you're definitely on number 4 right now.
No, excuse me, sorry?
Sorry.
Should there be a battle to see?
I mean, listen, if you want to come host a podcast when we're not here, you're more than welcome to.
I think JC and Leilani should get a vote on that, actually.
Chuck, Dean, and Renard also get the vote as well. And I don't even think you know those people, but it's okay. But great, you guys are here today, and there's a lot going on right now. Obviously, we're going to talk about all of it, but first, cannabis lounges.
Yes.
Let's get into it. What's going on? Lots of bills getting thrown around. I see that it got finally submitted. Walk us through that.
Yeah, it's going to be heard any day now. And we're really excited that we have really assembled a coalition of passionate individuals who are shaping the industry to say, hey, it's time. We've been legal for 4 years. This is what our constituents want. We need our legislators to make it happen and our regulators to follow through with it.
That's awesome. So let's talk about what that looks like, right? The bill as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. So really there's 2 parts to the bill. One is for Nevada retailers to be able to have a dispensary either adjacent to it or in another location that they choose, which is great. That's what we need as consumers, tourists. They're walking out of dispensaries. They don't know where to go. So this would absolutely solve that problem. But we also have another opportunity to make venues in our neighborhoods and not associated with a dispensary. So those licenses can go for anybody, really. We want to make them affordable, attainable, and really give folks an opportunity to grow this commerce and dive into really what we haven't even tapped into yet.
And so, working with this style of bill, how did that work? How did you guys come together to be able to put that bill up for consideration?
Well, we really had no idea what we were doing. Not a goddamn idea. But really for the past 2 years, both of us have submerged ourselves into, trying to understand politics and the way bills work and building a relationship with our assemblyman, Steve Yeager, who just happens to be the coolest dude at the legislature. That's right, I said it. and a lot of the officials and politicians who were pro-cannabis or just want to see it regulated and legislated fairly. So he actually is carrying that bill for us. It's AB 341. And it also, sorry, I didn't really finish my thought before. So gives people the opportunity to bring in cannabis and consume, whether that venue is an arts and crafts studio, a karaoke bar, a cafe, a restaurant, a yoga lounge, a wellness center, barbershop, salon. It's unlimited on the opportunities. So, yeah.
I like the way that you framed it up that way because sometimes it could be all about the person trying to do the event, right? And then sometimes those people automatically get left out. But when you start to include the other businesses in our community that could just be felt left out because they can't do an event, right? It makes a whole lot of sense for the commerce here in the city. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like, we're coming out of the pandemic. Our economy rather is tourism based. And so we are going to be struggling. And this is a new opportunity to innovate. I believe it's the next step for our industry regardless. So it's time for Nevada to take charge and take the lead and set the standard and do it just as big as Vegas, but also take care of the locals and give us a place to consume, revitalize brick and mortars, these small restaurants and yoga studios that have been struggling during the pandemic. It's time to give them a new opportunity to participate in the cannabis industry.
So the bill that we're talking about here, you guys helped write that?
Yeah, actually, Assemblyman Steve Yeager said to many organizations, hey, if you want to put a proposal together and submit it to me by December 31st, then please do. And I think we were one of the only organizations and cannabis businesses to submit a proposal, which is kind of shocking. But we worked with our lobbyist lobbyist, Scott Rutledge, who represents Argentum Partners, and he was one of the driving forces in getting Question 2 passed 4 years ago. So we're not only able to have him on our team to help navigate these scary waters of the political arena, but also just how to teach us to build relationships within the industry and with the regulators, because we really had no idea how to do that.
Dang, and how excited were we that we could come together and participate in cannabis legislation. Our ideas could be heard, they could become laws. I just find that to be so exciting. And, you know, after this, what's next? Tina, what should we do?
We're probably going to take over the world, actually.
I was hoping we would go to the moon or something, but take over the world's cool.
We might take over this podcast, and I mean, that would be really fun, like we're doing
before
right now.
Before you know it, it's going to be called the Tina and Dani Podcast.
That's right.
Zesty Polish queens.
Our plan is working wonderfully.
Apparently, you have to talk to Dean and Renard.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, but I mean, what is next? I mean, so the bill is drafted.
Yeah, so now it will go to the work session, it will go to the Assembly and then the Senate, and hopefully it'll go right onto Governor Sisolak's desk, and he will say, this is so long overdue. Well done, Steve. Yeah, you're in the Chamber of Cannabis.
Yes. Yeah.
But, you know, it gives opportunities for companies like yours. And just yesterday on my time hop popped up from 2 years ago, our launch of Old Pal at the Culture and Cannabis event downtown. And it was such a fun event. And then here comes this city official. I can't remember his name, but boy, I wish I could. and he was just trying to look for something bad instead of coming in and saying, you know what, we appreciate you all abiding by the rules, well done. And that's where I differ with those people in those powerful positions. So you and I both stepped up, we had our muscles, ready and our guns blazing. And unfortunately, he said we didn't have the proper permits or whatever excuse. So, you know, I look at things like that where we're trying to build our community up and do things for people, and then someone shoots us down. So here we are now, 2 years later, ready to take action and get this passed, so we never have to encounter somebody like him.
That's a beautiful thing, you know, too. And I'm glad that you guys have that story, because I mean, it just lends to the problem, right? Of there's not the permits or whatever. We can't do this, even if you are doing it right. And you know, God bless the owners of CMEX, you know what I mean, for letting us do that event there. But yeah, the permitting people were crazy. So hopefully we're getting past all that and getting into a new era of events with cannabis here in Nevada.
100%. And I always say this, that, you know, the fact that we are selling tourists, locals, all of this cannabis, we forgot to give them someplace to legally consume it. And I find that to just be irresponsible. That's irresponsible capitalism. Patients deserve a place to consume. We deserve a place to elevate our industry, innovate it, network, do what we want to do, and open that up.
Nice.
So, and I think I dived in really quickly because, you know, cannabis consumption lounges is like really exciting. Everybody across the country is talking about it right now. But we didn't, I don't know if you've ever actually introduced what the Chamber of Cannabis is on this podcast. I know you've been a part of it. You've started it since you've been on the podcast, but I don't think you've ever talked about it. So let's just give like a quick overview of what the Chamber of Cannabis is and what you guys do.
Yes.
Besides get the smoking lounge, you know, potentially approved.
Yeah, I'll kind of do an overview and let Dani talk about our business initiatives, but it's just like a chamber of commerce, but for folks in the cannabis industry who are passionate about cannabis, want to see it move forward in the right way, which means fair and transparently, really want to restore justice. Again, question 2, we just voted for it to be legal. A bunch of other stuff didn't change. And that's where it takes us leaders using our voice in a professional manner to really bring to light the concerns and the suggestions that we have. So really in the last almost 6 months, we have brought together about 100 people and about 35 businesses who agree with our values and want to join forces. The other legislative initiative that we've had is reforming the DUI law. So currently it is a horrible, unjust, and unscientific law that if a cop thought you were inebriated and you couldn't drive, you would be taken down to the station, given a blood test. If it's over 0.2 nanograms, which is parts per billion, you would get a cannabis DUI and have to spend thousands of dollars at trying to get that taken care of. So Assemblyman Steve Yeager headed up the committee that oversaw this last year. And he recommends, and now has a bill, AB 400, where we would change that. And it would be based on impairment and a sobriety test, just like prescription drugs. No longer a unscientific blood test. So hopefully that passes too.
And then, yeah, beyond that, Tina and I were growing up we were part of a lot of different groups. So, I mean, myself, I was in like Rotary Youth Leaders of America and, all of these groups that, made me realize someone has to organize those groups and get these people together. And so we were the first ones to stand up and be like, it's time that we all come together after our industry's been legalized. It's no more trade secrets and clicky. Let's get together. We all have a piece of the pie. And if we put it all our pieces together, the pie's bigger and we all have more to eat. And who doesn't love pie?
We love to eat.
Yes,
Tony loves pie.
Hey, we see you guys eating all the time. As a matter of fact, do you just eat, smoke weed, and post on Instagram?
That's all Tony does. It's the life of an influencer.
Listen, guys.
Yes, true influencers.
I worked really hard to get here, so.
Yes.
You know what? You did. We, like, people like us, we know. We see you grinding, going, building your own empire. I mean, Tony, what are you, 21 or something like that? Like,
I'm 25.
25. And you have a birthday coming up,
soon
right?
Soon be 26, yeah.
You have a birthday coming up?
I do have a birthday coming up.
Big 26.
Yeah. Getting off my appearance insurance. Can't wait. Thanks, Obama.
Well, so,
car insurance go down too, so.
Beyond just organizing everyone to get together, we decided that beyond just getting together, we want to help people in our industry, just like me and Tina and others, mentor, learn from each other. So we do professional development classes where we call it nuggets of knowledge. So free nugs of knowledge. Who doesn't love to learn? And we've had two of those in our series so far. And then we also want to make sure that our community knows that we are conscientious cannabis consumers and that we are doing our part to build and enrich our community. So we've done every single month a different community impact project. And it's been really wonderful to, come to these projects, whether it's repainting someone's house, donating business clothes for women that are experiencing homelessness, and to come and say, hey, we're from the cannabis industry and we want to help and we want to be a part of changing the stigma in just one other way.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I love that. I would like to say, so like a lot of people, in other markets, they're always asking, how do you get in the industry? How do you start like this? And kind of like with what you guys, you just created something out of nothing, right? And it's beautiful. And
just like you guys.
Yeah. And then, but yours is based on service. It feels like, right? You want to serve the community, you want to serve the smaller businesses, right? But what kind of opportunities has putting yourself in a service position created for you personally?
So many. First of all, like the law of attraction is at a full-time high because you are dealing with individuals who are just as passionate about the plant as you are, but you are all hustlers and go-getters. Some might be disguised as and then aren't once you find out and you start working with them. But, it's just like the law of attraction to the fullest. Everyone's elevating each other. Everyone's thinking, hey, what can I do for my fellow person over here? Egos are low, expectations are high of delivering results, and then boom, you just have like this magical little group. So that's really what we wanted to create. And, we've been fortunate, and you guys as well. We all sell products. So we get to social butterfly it around and go to different dispensaries and meet so many cool people. But if you just work at one place and you go to that same place, you could be missing out on all these other opportunities, both for friendships and for business opportunities. So we also want to make sure that we're connecting people. This industry is growing. People need talent. I truly believe that talent should come from Nevada. We have some of the best hustlers and go-getters and innovators in the country. So we like to say, why not us? Why not Nevada?
I love it. Why not Nevada, Tony?
Why not Nevada?
I mean, you're like Mr. Nevada.
I was literally thinking about it
We
today.
need a sash.
I go to Reno on Sunday, and I was thinking about, man, I'm so excited just to like travel Nevada. Like
I love it. I love Reno. I always tell my parents, why couldn't we move to Reno?
I mean, Kingman's pretty similar.
Oh, yeah. My parents chose to move from Detroit, Michigan to Kingman, Arizona to give us a better life. And I wish they would have picked Reno. But all these newfound places and this newfound love of our state, even all of the little cities all over Nevada that maybe you didn't go to before you started selling weed all over the state. So
100%, yeah. You know, just I think Nevada's just an interesting place because it's still like the wild, wild west, right? But, you know, I mean, we could do whatever the fuck you want here, right? You could buy guns, you can gamble, you can get a hooker, you can smoke weed. Hopefully soon, just like psilocybin and like and more things. Hopefully we can smoke weed in public.
Yeah.
Or at lounges. In a private establishment that is licensed to do it.
Responsible adult consumers as well.
But we can't just put it up in the air.
Yeah, I wish. I mean, that's what other states are doing, right? Like states like Oklahoma, you can smoke anywhere. You can smoke
cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they just popped off in New York with that. Yeah. Literally, anywhere you can smoke a cigarette, you can smoke a drink.
And so, I think like Nevada
That's awesome.
Yeah. Nevada cannabis is great, but like other markets are going to do it better. And the reason why is because they just had more time to be able to like observe Nevada and be like, there's some things that we fucked up on here.
Well, Tony, I beg to differ. Now this is me, Aunt Tina, protecting Nevada right now, okay?
Let's hear it. Yeah.
We can be the one leading it. Just because you can't smoke where you can smoke cigarettes, like, I don't think that's a huge deal. And we could change that.
And that's a small part. Let's talk about the medical program, right? So the medical program is completely fucked here. It's one of the worst medical programs in the country, hands down. And the main reason why is because there's no incentive for cannabis producers, dispensaries, or consumers to be medical. And it's like, look at like Colorado, Oklahoma, Missouri is not a good example. But I mean, realistically, Colorado and Oklahoma, those two states really crushed it when it comes to the medical market, right? And so we're forgetting the patient a lot here in Nevada.
Yeah.
And the limited license market is not the best model.
It's a terrible thing, and it does something weird to the psyche of the human. And I hate to get so weird, but like literally, you know, there's people that live in our community here in Las Vegas that, you know, people got left out, right? People that just can't get in, and they quit, right? And they give up because they just inside they think, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not for me. You go over two, 3 states over in Oklahoma, and it's just like everyone has an opportunity, and it's like people think differently and interact differently, and it's just like it's not cool what they've done here with the limited licensing and how it affects people.
Yeah, it just sets it up to this like you know, if you're a really rich old white guy, you got a license, but if you're someone in the community, you're not getting a license, right? And I don't think that's cool.
Yeah, we totally agree.
Yeah, that's why we have this bill in place right now.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I think this is awesome that you guys are starting with this. You know, I just hope that we move towards the place of trying to move into opening up for more license. And I know there's probably people watching now that are probably losing their fucking mind as I say that, but like it's like what's going to help the cannabis industry as a whole and help the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Thinking of big picture and maybe not just think of one's own success.
Yeah.
So we try to think of others. So to your point, we see that. There is a wonderful organization that we have a strong partnership with called Minorities for Medical Marijuana. And Nicole Buffon, who's the Western Regional Chair, she's also on our board as our Director of Medical Voices.
She's great.
She is phenomenal. Shout out to Nicole Buffon.
We got to hang out a little bit during our video shoot. Yeah, when we did the video shoot, got to talk to her. She's awesome, very knowledgeable.
So knowledgeable and so passionate as well. And their organization is nationwide. So they are also writing legislation and being the voice for the medical patient. There is a bill, it's not our bill, but there is a bill right now at our state legislature that would take out I believe it's the excise tax. Or the sales tax, but it would be, it's the sales tax. And that would be 9%, I believe. Yeah. So hopefully that would pass and that would give people better benefits.
And I think there's another bill that's trying to be passed right now that would allow anyone that has a medical cannabis dispensary license that they can turn that into a recreational license.
Yes, that would be AB 235.
Yeah, which I feel like there's a lot of dispensary owners who are probably like, you know, shitting their pants with that, but like that's good for the market, right? Like I think
we already have 60 coming though, so
I feel like that's small. I mean, think
120?
Yeah, I mean, how many bars are there in the state of Nevada?
13,000, something like that.
Yeah.
But now a bar is not equivalent to a retailer, right?
How many of these liquors are in there in Nevada? And that doesn't include
much less.
Total Wines.
Yeah, because I also think it's important, like you have referenced Oklahoma, but their market is so saturated and there's so many options that where is that sweet spot for there to be enough businesses to sustain the market, but for people to also be able to make a profit and continue to grow?
I think it'll come out through a process of more states coming legal and people getting educated on all the different markets and pulling the best things out.
Yeah.
And it's just a process, right? And it's like, just like any process, it's not perfect in the beginning and you fuck it up until you get it right. And I think that's what's happening with our social lives.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Nevada cannabis more than most people, right? Like I'm the first one to admit it. But with that being said, you have to be self-aware and you have to know what your faults, right? So I think opening it up helps everybody. I think it's more opportunities, more jobs, creates more competition. I think I believe you should let the market decide. I don't think it should be no, just because homeboy was good friends with the governor at the time, he got 5 fucking licenses and a cultivation and a production. Oh, and when there's a new round of licenses, he's deemed more qualified just because he went to high school with the governor, right? So it's like,
and you know what's unfortunate? We don't have access to that data and how dispensaries are doing in the market because we don't own a dispensary. So that's why we've really tried to focus on that social use venue,
which is great.
Yeah, and making it much more affordable for people to get into the business. I mean, I think when you open Smoke and Fire, you got a liquor license, beer and wine, and it was $3,500.
We got a full liquor license. It ended up being like roughly $5,000. All
$5,000, and that's exactly how much it should be for a consumption lounge license. So that's the kind of stuff that we want to make sure, eventually the regulators will be doing that. And so far, we've had such a great relationship with the CCB. We are really happy with their communication. We've had 3 meetings with them. We've suggested a long list of concerns and suggestions for many different issues.
With solutions as well.
With solutions, excuse me, concerns and solutions. She's always had my back.
I appreciate that because everybody complains, but go ahead.
Yeah, everybody complains, right? Gosh.
Nevada and their fucking medical program. God damn it. I got some solutions. I got some solutions though.
So we're happy with the CCB too. And now it just takes every person in the industry to let's do this. I know my power. I'm privileged to work in this industry and make a living. Let's fucking go.
And I think the biggest thing for me about Oklahoma is that the people do understand their power. Like, for example, the state of Oklahoma made a deal with Metric that wasn't approved by the people of Oklahoma, and so they're going to sue the state of Oklahoma for signing a deal with Metric, right? And they did it in Missouri too. And so I just think it's interesting that Nevada, you kind of just like the people that have the license, like, yo, let's bend over the barrel because I have the license, bro. I got the golden ticket. But for us, it's like, if we come together as a group and was like, no, fuck a limited license model. Like, we want a model that has more opportunities for a lot more people. So I just think it's impactful what you guys are doing, bringing people together.
Thank you. We should cheers to that. Yeah. We actually all have drinks today. I brought them. They're some of my favorite drinks, of course, the canned drinks. And then Old Pal Tony, that's special for you, my friend. It's a early birthday celebration. Thanks. That is our Old Pal Ale. That was limited edition, just for our best pals. That's my guy. That's my guy. Always a good drinker and eater.
Auntie Tina coming in strong.
To culture and cannabis.
Cheers.
30 calories.
Yes, 30 calories.
Nice. All right. We'll try it. I feel you.
The Old Pal Ale. You know I have a beer too, right?
You have a beer too?
Called Reno as Fuck.
Oh my gosh, what don't you have?
But soon, maybe a culture and cannabis beer.
I mean, we should have one.
Ooh, I mean, why not? Again, why not us?
I might start drinking again.
No.
Okay, no more beer talk. No more beer talk.
All right, let me ask you this. So I guess a couple of years ago, we thought that these laws were going to get, in terms of public consumption, we thought it was going to pass. Right, it was all happening. Right. So what's different now than then? What are the main differences? Are we kind of in the same place with just our fingers crossed?
Well, last minute, Steve Sisolak came in and said, we need to do some more studies. So luckily there's been 2 years plus a pandemic, so a lot of time to do a lot of studies. A lot of experts coming in with testimonials about what this impact will have on our economy. Genuinely, it's going to explode. And then even for our industry, think about it. We can be the Amsterdam of America once we open it up. Vegas is built for this. We already have this framework with gambling and casinos and entertainment and nightlife. So So let's elevate it. Tina says this: death to the mega clubs,
Death
right?
to the mega club.
I don't want to. I don't want to stand in line, not be able.
Oh my god.
Excuse me, I need to stand in this pretentious line and pay $1,000.
Yeah, I want to be able to hear Tina's jokes, and also I want her to hear me teasing her. So that's where these clubs could maybe transform and evolve, right? Like people are gonna
It feels like it's time. It feels like it's time, right?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
I did not get to live through the heyday of nightclubs in Las Vegas. I was too young.
You were 9.
Probably, yeah, 9. You're right. But it's so interesting because sometimes me and JC will be out and about and I'll see somebody that he knew from the scene and we'll meet them. I was like, you used to work for that fucking guy? And I was just like, fuck that guy. How's that sound? And it's so crazy because I consistently meet these people, through the restaurant scene and whatnot. And it's just like, you guys run the nightlife scene here? Like, you guys suck. Right? Yeah. So I don't even know the mega nightclubs, but fuck them.
Exactly.
It's our turn.
Yeah, it is our turn.
It's toxic. I mean, the body positivity stuff, like, the only hot girl line, right? It's just gross and disgusting.
Well,
overpriced booze, right? It's like, I don't know.
And I think that like tourism for Vegas is evolving. People my age, Tony's age, like if my friends want to come visit.
Wait a second.
But no, if I say everyone, let's go to Vegas for my bachelorette party, I'm not ever gonna get married. That's a weird dream. But and I'm like, we're gonna gamble, go to strip clubs. Some of my stoner friends are like, that doesn't sound like what I like to do. I'm not really super into drinking anymore. So what if I go there, what can I do? If we open up this cannabis opportunity, great. We can all have something that we all love to do and we can all have fun. And guess what? We're probably still going to gamble. We're going to have a ton of fun at the buffets.
Yeah.
The buffets.
Yeah, turn up.
Yeah. Bacchanal, crab legs. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Can we just, can the dad and the auntie on the stage unite for a minute against these whippersnappers next to us?
Danny, how old are you?
29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got one more year, okay?
Yeah.
One more year.
I'm enjoying the sun for now.
But and you know what? It really brings a point to how diverse this plant is and who uses it and who consumes it. I mean, it just brings so many people together that otherwise wouldn't be together. Like if when you go to your job, you only have your coworkers to talk to, and sometimes you're weird, sometimes they're cool. Maybe you hang out with them outside of work. But here's this space where we all live, passionate cannabis industry professionals, and boom, we're just building something awesome. I say these are the good old days right now, here. These are the good old days.
100%. I say it all the time.
Yeah, JC always says it to me, and I'm just like, when the fuck are these old days over? I'm ready for the new ones.
I understand that we're gonna miss these days.
And you know what, you guys? We hope like in 5 years, 10 years, we're all on a yacht together off the coast of Cabo. Just enjoying the fruits of our labor.
St. Bart's, but Cabo's cool too.
Well, our yacht will go all over the world,
That's
Tony.
Poor man St. Bart's is Cabo, but that's cool.
Yeah, Nicole Buffon is from the Caribbean, and she would love.
Let's send
show
it.
us around.
Let's send it on my yacht that we can legally smoke weed on.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a couple minutes left here, but I want to talk about like crazy consumption lounge ideas. Like what are some ideas that have been like thrown your guys' way of like something that you guys think are cool?
Let's start small and we can go big.
Okay.
So roller skating rings.
Yeah.
What's the tagline, Tina?
Oh my God, there could be so many like rollerblades, roll up, and boogie. I mean, there's you can have so many.
Okay, cool.
You can have. I mean, there's a lot of gamers out there, right? I'm sure Tony, you're still playing games.
Candyland.
Just with girls, not actual video games.
Just with JC's emotions.
Stay away from our friends. Do not answer the phone. You know who you are.
Oh, geez.
But no, fun stuff, right? Karaoke bars, and like I was in arts and crafts and 4-H when I was a little kid. I don't know if people know what that is, but you make pottery and you can just get high and be creative.
Or here's an idea. Okay, so we don't have coin laundry here, but what if when you're doing something really boring? Oh, the DMV consumption lounge. Okay, while you're waiting in line, you get your ticket, and then you can all go in the smoking section. You can laugh, you can joke, you can even maybe blow some smoke smoke to the people working there, they could be a little happier. Come on now, that's a great idea.
I think that's actually a great idea. I think the laundromat idea is actually a pretty good idea. I didn't even think about that.
You could pick up dates there. I mean, we both could pick up dates there.
You want to go pick up dates at the laundromat?
Well, I don't want people to think we're together, so you need to be 10 feet ahead of me or 10 feet behind me. Or you can call me at 10.
Listen, no offense to anyone who goes to laundromats, but just a little suspect. Like, I understand in big cities, I get it, but like if you're in the state of Nevada and you go to a laundromat, what are you doing? Like, literally go on Craigslist, get a $300 washer and dryer, and never go to a laundromat ever again.
Have you ever been to a laundromat?
One time when I was renting my apartment in Reno, my washer and dryer broke, and I was dating this girl at this one time. Then she broke up with me, and I was using hers, and then my landlord would not fucking fix it, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna pay you rent until you fix it.
Man, I hope she can see you now. You thought I was a bum then? Look at me now.
My clothes are clean.
She broke up with me because I work too much, but that's neither here nor there. But I went to a laundromat and had a great experience. Me and like 4 crackheads in downtown Reno. It was awesome. I learned about a colonoscopy that day and never knew what that was until that day. Someone was telling me how to get one. So
Imagine if you could have been smoking weed that whole time. That would have been a lot funnier.
It would have been a lot more. I was smoking. You know what's so funny is I was going out to my car to smoke weed as it was washing. As my clothes were washing. So, you know, this is maybe I'm meant to open.
Any business, the sky is the limit. You guys are entrepreneurs. I mean, definitely, right? I mean, what would you want to open? Let's flip the script here and make this the Tina and Dani show, and now we're interviewing you.
What do you want, JC?
What do I want, JC? What does JC want?
I kind of already know what JC wants.
Yeah. Go ahead.
JC wants a gym where he can smoke weed at.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
High five.
Right?
Right?
JC wants a gym that he can smoke weed at.
You know like those where you do the air, and they have the little head
VO2
massages,
test.
right?
Oh,
if they could just
Ooh.
pump some weed in there too, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
I just want Smoking Fire to have weed. That's all I care about. I just want to be selling culture and cannabis weed at Smoking Fire.
Great.
We love Smoking Fire. We love the blueberry preserves on the fried chicken sandwich, specifically.
Yeah.
It is both smoke and fire.
We just dropped a new blueberry spiked lemonade that we use. The blueberry
All right,
syrup.
outta
Yeah.
You know, I think that we should have our June chamber meeting at Smoke and Fire, possibly.
You're more than
Kick
welcome
off
to.
summer with a fun barbecue style.
Cool.
Maybe Tony, you can bring a famous friend
on the patio. A famous friend. Oh,
yeah.
Potentially. I
Yeah,
could talk with a couple of my famous friends
lots of
and
famous
see
friends, yeah.
see which one can come that day.
Well, let me see that Rolodex and I'll choose for you.
Tony's like, what's a Rolodex?
But we love your restaurant.
A couple of your guests on the Chamber of Cannabis have been to Smoking Fire.
Great.
Alan Harrington was one of them.
Yes.
He came in like right after, actually, or right before.
I actually met with him at Aria, and then I told him to go there.
Yeah.
But we have a mutual friend.
We do have a mutual friend.
But yeah, you guys have been getting it in over there.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been rock and roll. Our manager and one of our employees is sick today, so I've been acting as manager, which it's like essentially babysitting. Honestly, it's like babysitting like 30 and 40-year-old children. Like,
It's good for you.
Exactly.
listen, people ask me what you do. I don't know, bro. What do you want to fucking do? Just like make sure the people are happy outside. I don't know. Make sure they have food.
You know what, Tony? But you do what other people won't do, and that's why you guys are successful.
Same with you guys, right? And I think it was a good point that you brought up at the beginning was like you guys didn't know what you were doing when you got started. Neither did me or JC, right? And we're just like fuck it. We're smart enough people, and we feel confident enough in our abilities that we'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
And we consistently just keep on figuring it out, and that's like why the law of attraction just works in our favor, right? Because as you open yourself up to more opportunities come.
Yes. Yes.
So. We're almost out of time here. We're actually out of time, but we're gonna wrap it up.
Gosh.
I know we've been
We could
rocking.
talk forever.
I know we talk for hours. We'll definitely have you guys back on. I want to keep updated on these bills, what the Chamber of Cannabis has going on, anything.
Yeah. So we have our meetings the second Tuesday of every single month.
Second Thursday
Second
of every
Thursday.
month.
Sorry, again.
No worries.
Second Thursday of every month at 5 o'clock on Zoom. This will be our first in-person meeting. It is going to be a members only downtown at 7th and Carson. We love our partners over there. It's a great little local
Shout out
restaurant.
Genty.
Yep. Shout out Genty and Liam, the owner. So catch us on Zoom if you can't attend. We're going to have a really special guest. We're going to it's officially drop the announcement on social, but should we tell them?
I think so.
Should we? I mean, we're in a safe spot.
Because
I feel, yeah.
We can
This
also
feels
clip
private.
it too.
Okay, so I'm so excited to announce that we are going to welcome CJ Wallace, the owner of Think Big, a very conscientious cannabis company that focuses on social justice reform, creativity, and healing. So CJ is the son of Biggie Smalls, who obviously we all love and respect and want to learn what CJ's doing. So we're going to hear from him.
Next week.
Super.
Yeah, and he hopes to enter the Nevada market, so hopefully he can be a homie too.
Shouts out. CJ Wallace, hit me up, bro. We'll get you into the Nevada market, no problem.
Ew.
Done deal.
Yeah, we got a deal. But yeah, that's great. Thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank
Wait,
you.
where can they find you personally, each of you?
Oh, yes. I'm your old pal Tina on Instagram. You can also catch our Instagram, Chamber of Cannabis.
Plug your company too. You work with Old Pal?
Yeah, at Old Pal. One of the best companies that I think really is in the cannabis space, and I'm honored to work for them and represent them. And we pride ourselves on being a cultural changing machine.
And then me, this is Dani B. I'm the Gypsy Sorceress, and I work for State Flower Cannabis and Valhalla Confections. We make cannabis that helps people live healthy, happy, balanced lives.
My name's Anthony Lee, and I like to party.
Yeah.
Party boy.
Just kidding. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it. I'm going to have a quick conversation with JC before we wrap it up, though. JC,
What's good, bro? What's good?
what have we been doing?
I mean,
been rocking and rolling?
selling a bunch of cannabis. We're getting things back to normal, bro. I've
You've been in the DMs, on the emails.
I mean, I might have booked a venue in Oklahoma.
Oh my God, are we going to throw an event in Oklahoma right now?
It could be on the roof deck of a parking garage in downtown Tulsa.
Oh, yikes. All right. Well, you heard it here first. People are doing an event in Tulsa. Get ready. I don't know when. You know when. We're not going to announce the dates
I'm not
right
gonna
now.
tell you when, but it's gonna be the best cannabis.
It's going to
event.
be within the next 3 to 5 years. So, but we're
Something
going
to look forward to.
Yeah, 3 months to 5 years. Small window.
It's
So
gonna be this year, 100% this year.
100% this year. We're going to do an event. It's going to be super exciting. Stay tuned for more details. Tomorrow, though, we have a miniature event at the Vegas Treehouse off of Tropicana in Decatur. We're going to be rolling over there with Bounty Extracts. They're a wonderful vape company. We're going to have Tacos 24 in the building. We're going to have DJ OG Surge in the building. And it's Chuck's fucking birthday tomorrow.
Oh, it is Chuck's birthday.
It is Chuck's birthday tomorrow. Chuck is gonna hate me that I'm telling people this. I'm thinking it now. He was just like, listen, just don't tell anybody it's my birthday. Like, I just want to give it low key. I was like, Chuck, no, I'm gonna literally make sure that every single person wishes you a happy birthday tomorrow, and he's gonna literally hate me. So. That's happening. Me and Chuck, though, are going to take a little buddy trip. Not buddy trip. We're going to take a work trip up to Reno, Nevada.
It's buddy for you.
Listen, work for me is a fun time. For Chuck, it's not so much. I don't get why he doesn't like just hanging out with me all the time.
Because you're bossy.
Also, that might be the case. You know, it's the Tony show sometimes, but we're going to be going up there. We're going to be meeting with some amazing people. So if you haven't tapped in, we have about 1 or 2 spots left open to do some influencer videos. We're going to be doing some pop-ups up there with a couple of our dispensary partners. We're going to be linking up with some awesome activists up there. And I talked to Steve Yeager this morning via DMs. Slid in there, and we'll be doing some work with him as well too. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna be creating some content that the Chamber of Cannabis could use.
Isn't it cool you can slide into a legislator's DM?
I think it made it a little bit easier that I met him now like 4 or 5 times. Because like if I would be a little bit like uneasy, like, hey bro, like I own this cannabis company. You want to be on a
You know
video?
what? All you guys got to say is I'm with the chamber, and they know who it is.
I'm with the chamber.
Yeah, I'm with the Chamber, dog.
And by the way, Treehouse and Bounty also Gold Chamber members with us.
Listen,
Great
we
people.
only fuck with the gold members. You feel me?
Gold status.
That's right.
Gold status.
Winners stick with winners.
Winners stick with winners all day.
Yes, thank you for being gold members, by the way.
Of
We
course.
didn't drop that.
No.
We really appreciate and love that.
It's been awesome.
I had to really talk Tony into that. He called me the other day. He was like, "Thank you, JC. That was a great decision to go."
How much? No, it's actually very, very
It's
inexpensive.
very reasonably
and we're
priced,
all
yeah.
volunteers. We do this all in our spare time.
I'll say right now, we're gold sponsors, and we've received way more value than the dollar amount that we spent to become that gold sponsor. So yeah, this is a great group to be a part of.
Yeah, if you're a cannabis business or you're like an ancillary company, you should definitely think about getting involved in the Chamber of Cannabis. Is opened up some doors for us as well. And it's been awesome just connecting with the people and being able to say that we're a part of an organization that prides themselves about being for the community. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. One last thing I just remembered. Oklahoma, we're coming back April 29th through May 3rd.
Yes.
We're going to be rocking and rolling, trying to get everything set up for this upcoming event. But if we reach out to you, if you reach out to us and we were able to connect last time, make sure to reach out to us again. Let's get that rocking and rolling. And yeah, man, that's it.
Yep.
I won't be here next week. So it's going to be JC by himself.
I'll be here.
Did you need to fill in?
You might get a remote in by full-time Tony and Chuck. But yeah, so that's what we got rocking and rolling. So thank you guys so much for being on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next Thursday. Peace.